If you want to build muscle and get stronger, choosing the right workout split can make or break your results. But which workout split is best for you? In today's video, I'm ranking some of the most popular workout splits, ranking from pretty shit to really, really good and can really help you see some great progress. Stick around for the whole video because at the end, I'm giving away a free workout routine to help take your training to the next level. So I've been training for 13 years now and I've tried most splits out there. Push, pull legs, upper, lower, full body, you name it. And after coaching hundreds of clients for a decade now, I've been able to see firsthand which splits are really ideal for certain people. So today we're diving into the science, the pros and the cons, and the practicality of all these splits. Let's get started. In last place is the famous bro split, which is essentially having one day where you're only training chest, another day you're only training back, you have a shoulder day, you have an arms day, and so on. This is how I trained in college. I think this is how most guys get started working out because they just think, oh, I'll just train one thing each day. And it's kind of fun and you kind of feel like a bodybuilder, right? But the science just doesn't back it up anymore and there's just so many more effective ways to structure your program. So typically with this split, you're hitting each muscle group once per week, which really isn't ideal for muscle growth. Plus, what I've seen is if you end up skipping a day like leg day, you might go 2 or 3 weeks without training that muscle group. Because most people don't just go to the gym and do the workout they left off with, but they go to the next one in line. So this is a split that I pretty much have no clients following and haven't really had any clients on this routine for my entire professional career. Keep in mind, it's in my best interest to get my clients amazing results. So whatever I know is gonna get them great results, that's what I'm gonna give them. Next, in third place, is the full body split. So it's exactly what it sounds like. Every time you go to the gym, you do a full body workout. I would say this split is ideal for beginners who are new to strength training or for anybody who works out 2 to 3 times per week. And in those cases, it's not a bad split at all. It can be probably the best option available. And typically the way this is set up is you do one exercise for each muscle group. Maybe some muscle groups get 2 exercises, but you've got so many muscle groups to cover, right? The quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves, that's just lower body. Then you've got chest, shoulders, maybe side delts as well, maybe rear delts, the back, the biceps, the triceps. So even just doing one exercise for every major muscle group is gonna take a very long time. And for this reason, it can be a very taxing workout on the body, especially if you're in a calorie deficit. And because of this, there's not as much volume as you might want on each muscle group throughout the week. So if you're training for aesthetics to build a great physique, it's probably not the routine you want to go with. And there's not many men's physique competitors who are the most shredded people on the planet who are following a full body split. I'm sure you could find some out there or who have tried it, but that's not generally how people are training to build the best physique. So while it is solid in certain cases, I would say it's best for those who are beginners and newer to strength training, or you're very limited on how many workouts you can do in the week and maybe you're only doing 2 or 3. In second place is the upper lower split. It's so simple, it's iconic, but it's a very good solid split. Pretty self-explanatory. You're just alternating between an upper body workout and a lower body workout, which gives you a good balance of opportunity to recover and also get in a reasonable amount of volume per muscle group in the week. I would say this split is ideal for those who are training 4 times in the week. It's probably the best split if you train 4 times because it does allow you to get in each muscle group twice in the week. You could make the argument that it's one of the better options if you train 3 times a week as well. I have a few clients who are endurance athletes and they do a lot of conditioning and cardio type activities. So they only train legs once in the week, but they have 2 upper body days. So that split fits in well for people like that. Here's one downside of it though. The upper body days can be really exhausting. Similar to the full body workouts, there's just a lot of muscle groups to cover and to squeeze everything you want into an hour sometimes can feel like you're sacrificing volume in certain areas. You may not get as many bicep curls as you want or as much tricep work as you want because you're gonna be focusing on the more compound lifts for chest, shoulders, back. But like I said, for most lifters, this is going to be be an excellent option that you just really can't go wrong with. So we're down to the #1 workout split, the one that I would say the majority of my clients are on some variation of. This split is flexible, science-backed, and you can tweak it based on if you're training 3 times a week all the way up to 6 times a week. And before I reveal exactly what it is, I wanna remind you as well how important exercise selection is regardless of which split you're ultimately following. Because what it comes down to is picking the right exercises is going to be key for seeing the results you want. You could be following the perfect, best, most optimal workout split out there, but if your exercise selection sucks, you're gonna be leaving results on the table and you might actually be at higher risk of injury. And even if you're following a shit workout split, you could still see some good results if the exercises you're doing make a lot of sense and are very smart choices. So here's the basics. Generally speaking, prioritize compound movements. Every workout split is going to have some variation of a squat, whether it's a back squat, a hack squat machine, a goblet squat, a Bulgarian split squat. Every routine is gonna have some variation of a deadlift, conventional deadlift, sumo deadlift, RDL, some form of a chest press, whether it's a barbell bench press, dumbbell chest press, a machine press, some form of overhead shoulder press, some variation of a vertical pulling movement like a pull up or a chin up or a lat pull down, and some variation of a horizontal pulling movement like a row. And then you can sprinkle in the isolation exercises to help with the smaller muscle groups like the biceps and the triceps and the calves. My point is, don't fall into the trap of doing 5 different bicep curl variations on a pull day, which, by the way, I see people at the gym doing all the time. Finally, the best workout split, or my favorite workout split, I should say, for building muscle is the push-pull legs split. And here's a few reasons why. It's incredibly flexible. Like I said, you can follow some version of this split, whether you're training 3, 4, 5, or even 6 times a week. If you're training 6 times a week, which is a lot, I would argue this is hands down the best option because you hit each muscle group twice in the week. All the sessions are gonna be reasonable in time and you get adequate amount of rest in between a few days before training that muscle group again. For a 5-day routine, I would say push-pull legs, upper-lower is without a doubt the best option. So it's almost a combination of the upper-lower split and the push-pull leg split. That's my favorite if you train 5 times a week. If you train 3 times a week, you could just do push-pull legs. You'd only hit each muscle group once in the week, but it's still a pretty good setup. I would argue that it's still structured better than the bro split type of routine where you're also hitting each muscle group once in the week. And by the way, this is a really fun way to train. I don't know if you've ever done a push-pull legs routine, but there's something pretty enjoyable about it. For context, a typical push workout would typically look something like some sort of chest press, maybe an incline press or incline flies, a shoulder pressing movement. Typically lateral raises are in there for the side delts, and then some isolation exercise for the triceps like a cable press down. A typical pull day is usually some pull down or pull up variation, some form of a row like a seated cable row or a machine seated row or even a bent over barbell row. You could do something like face pulls for the upper back and even the rear delts. And then at the end you could throw in some normal dumbbell curls and then some hammer curls. And for a leg day, you might do some squat variation like a hack squat or a Bulgarian split squat. Then you could do RDLs or some form of hip thrust variation, seated leg extensions, and then seated hamstring curls. So if you're really wanting to build some muscle and get stronger, I'm gonna give you a sample 5-day workout split, which is a combination of the upper lower and the push-pull legs routine. So how you can do it is on the first day you can do push, which will have some of those chest pressing movements, shoulder pressing, some side deltoid work, maybe some rear delts in there as well, and some triceps. Then you can do the pull workout. Like I said, you'll be training back and biceps on this day. So you'll have some pull downs, some rows, some curls, maybe something like a hyperextension for the lower back. And then you can move to lower body A, which is typically a little bit more focused on the quads. So something like a hack squat, leg extension, lunges. At this point, I recommend you take a rest. After those first 3 workouts, you should feel like you probably need a rest. And then you can move on to the full upper body day, where we'll throw in 1, maybe 2 exercises for each upper body muscle group. And then lastly, lower body B, which is more hamstring and glute focused. So on this day, we might do some RDLs, or hip thrusts, or a deadlift of some sort, some seated hamstring curls, and then you'd rest again on the day after that. If you follow this, I promise you'll see some good results, and I'd love to hear if you give it a try. By the way, if you're feeling stuck with your progress, or maybe you've hit a plateau, whether it be figuring out your training program or even the nutrition side of things and having them pair together into a synergistic program that can get you predictably to the body and the health that you want, consider booking a call with me down in the description below, because that's exactly what I help my clients do, and I'd be happy to see if I can help you as well. So there you go, ranking the 4 most popular workout splits. Let me know in the comments, which split are you currently following? I hope the video helped. Make sure you grab the free workout routine that I showed before. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next video.